Hi guys, Paul here from Meldrum Performance Coaching. Going to do a series of 8 podcasts this week, so quite a lot of podcasts, and that's okay, in the video cast. And this is all topics that I addressed in an email that I sent out to my subscribers earlier this week. And this one was actually inspired by an absolutely fantastic post by Mark Coles from M10 Gym, and he does lots of personal training education and business development. And in this video series, this podcast series, I wanted to talk about each of these points in a little bit more detail and put my own spin on it, because I do agree with everything he's said in terms of the actual what he says that you need to focus on as a personal trainer. I have a different spin on how to achieve it, which we all do, which is part of what makes this field so interesting, because we can learn from different people all the time and take what resonates on board and then also discard what isn't as useful for us. So the Bruce Lee quote, take what is useful, discard what doesn't work, but however the quote goes. Anyway, you get my point. So the first thing that when we talk about business, a lot of people in the post, he said that business is marketing, sales, lead generation, and income. And that is a very, very narrow-minded view of business and what it actually is. He has 8 different topics that we talk about. So the first one is delivery of your craft, which includes knowledge and skill. And for me, that's number one in my book of what you need as a personal trainer. You need to deliver your craft at a very high level, have a high degree of knowledge and a high degree of skill to have a successful business. If you can do that and you have a moderately useful personality, at this point you will be successful, because you will be generating results for your business. You will be giving people good quality sessions. By simple fact that you'll work with people, you won't lose clients, you will do really well. So with having a really good quality service, and really good knowledge of your craft, the whole idea of lead generation, if you don't have it, lead generation is a waste of time. In fact, it is an expense, because you can only really sell shit once. So people, they'll sign up for your program because the lead is everything, the sales system is amazing, blah, blah, blah. And then they do the service and it sucks. They're going to leave really, really quickly. So what do we need to do? What do we need to know from a technical standpoint to be exceptional at our craft? And this is how I basically worked for years. I knew nothing, and I did nothing to learn about marketing, business, sales, and all that kind of stuff. I didn't do that. I just delivered a really good service. I focused on getting progressively better and better with my craft. So what things do you need to focus on? The first one is assessment skills. So you need to have a well thought out, well developed, systematic assessment process to work with clients, and you need it to give you immediately usable data that you can use to make a difference with your clients. So what do I mean by that? Let's adjust my angle a touch. So when the client comes to see me, they go through a movement screening process, because I want to do the assessment at the smallest level of detail necessary to get the greatest type of outcome. I want to be able to show people that I can make a change in them very, very quickly. So this is why I don't have 2-hour assessments, which is what I used to have, because for most general population clients, it's not necessary to get an outcome. So you need to have a really good assessment process that also gives you programming data. So my assessment process I teach in the mentoring program allows you to work out, all right, cool, the client can't do that. Why can't they do that? And it gives you a systematic and a systematic approach and an algorithm to figure out what people need. So once you've figured that out, you can then provide that from a programming sense, and from there, you're good to go, and people see results very quickly. The next one you need to get really good at is actual exercise execution and coaching. So beyond program design, because if your program simply has progressive overload, you will do pretty well. People will get some kind of result. It won't be the best result, but they'll get something. If you have really good technical coaching skills of the actual movements that we do, because when people see us, they're doing movements where they're squatting, lunging, single leg work, transverse plane work, frontal plane work, etc. We need to be really good at coaching movements so people feel the exercise in the target muscle. We have a high stimulus, low joint load, low joint strain, low systemic recovery abilities for the exercises. We need to make sure that people get the actual range of motion that they get into, and that they lift weights that they haven't lifted before and get better. So we need to be technically excellent at what we do coaching. If you just had a really good assessment process and you taught people exercises with a high degree of technical excellence, people like N1 Training are fantastic for this. There's a ton of people out there where the actual quality of exercise execution is going up. N1's a great group to look at too. This will get you awesome results. From there, program design. I've talked about programming a lot. I will be talking more about it, but being able to write a program that makes sense, that is logical, that provides progressive overload, that helps people achieve their goals and gives them something to do when they're not seeing you is your next thing for delivery of craft. Get into that. There's tons of programming resources out there. There's My Material, there's Eric Helm's 3D Muscle Journey, there's Renaissance Periodization have stuff. Muscle Nerds have great material on this. Mine's better than all of them, but you get the idea. There's lots of really good people out there. The Muscle Doc is another one which helps with the assessment. There's tons of stuff out there. Like, I'm still going through it all. And then from there, nutrition coaching, not specifically nutrition knowledge, like, understanding all the intricate biochemistry behind it all. That is important to know eventually. But first of all, helping people with habit generation, triggers, helping them create a better mindset around healthy food. And the guys from me, or Precision Nutrition, are really fantastic for that. And there's other courses that you can do that will give you incredible biochemical knowledge and will eventually bring that with coaching. This is something I try and bring in all my mentoring programs, but I know I can't deliver it all, so I like to talk about that, and other people provide this service really well as well. So guys, they're the components of delivering your craft. Now, there's other things that you can include in that, but if you get those fundamental things right, an assessment process, really good exercise coaching, program design process, and some high quality nutrition coaching, you shouldn't have any problems. So guys, thanks heaps for listening today. Come back tomorrow where I talk about the next key to running a successful PT business.